Welcome into the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here, joined by SirVocea Dennis. Voss, thanks so much for being with us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and man, I know not the most amazing game to have to talk to you about after this. So again, I really appreciate you taking the time. But a great game for you. It looked like where would you kind of rank it for you personally outside of the final outcome for the season overall?
Yeah, assignment-wise and production-wise, probably one of my best this year.
And what was it about your performance or this game that kind of made you feel like it clicked, it felt right? What kind of led to that success for you personally?
Really just knowing that, when we get in, lose, it's a tough road ahead of us. But, I just wanted to lock in a little bit more, read keys, play faster, obviously produce more, get a lot of production out there, and just have fun, really.
And take me through your, sack and a half is what it ended up counting to be. So take me through those two different plays.
The first one, it's kind of like a delayed blitz, and then he ended up falling. So that kind of helped me out a little bit. So that was, I'll take any
Why
sack.
aren't all quarterbacks that cooperative?
I know, right?
You get close.
Just fall down.
Just fall down, man. It's easier for both of us.
Yeah. Like the Arizona game, I got a, what is it called? Intentional grounding.
Oh, yeah.
And like in college, they make it a sack.
Yeah.
NFL, they're just like, it's
No.
just a penalty.
Yeah. And you're like,
I'm
dang it. I still caused that.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first one he fell, and then the second one, I blitzed right up the middle, and got around the running back, and Bryce is just running all around the pocket. Thank God Lavonte was there, so it just made it a little easier.
That feels like the phrase of the last decade of the Buccaneers is thank God Lavonte was there. That's just always, I imagine, a very big part of the game plan is just make sure Lavonte is there.
Of course.
What were some of the takeaways for you guys as a defense overall at the end of the game?
Really a lot. Honestly, we just, they were in a plus area a lot. We just try to hold them to 3. That touchdown right before half kind of put us in a bad position. You wish those plays don't happen, but it's football. Those guys get paid too. Those guys, are in the same place you are, so it happens. But yeah, it's just over the past couple of weeks, it's just been little plays like that where it's just a little mishap and it turns into a big play. You know what I mean? And that's the tale of the season or the tale of the defense this year, and it's nothing, to be mad about, but it's also like, dang, if we just had that back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough.
Yeah.
It's real tough.
Is it stuff that you feel like in these last couple games you'll have the ability to control, like knowing that now to say crunch time is putting it mildly. So does it feel like something that is attainable in these last 2 weeks to get cleaned up and fixed?
For sure. Practice is really huge. These upcoming weeks, the communication, the meetings, everything was really huge. I know it's been huge, but it puts a little bit more pressure on it. It puts that fire underneath your butt, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's definitely something that we know we could clean up, that we will clean up, and that we just have to go out there and execute.
I know also the fact that one of the games is against this team. It's always wild to have 2 games against the same team within 3 weeks. So what do you feel like are the biggest things you learned about their offense that now you'll be able to, you're not even going to have to probably watch a ton of film. It just happened. Like you're not going to have to remember weeks ago or last year or something. What do you feel like are those things that you're going to take away from that to apply to this last game of the season for them?
Really, we just got to put more pressure on Bryce, keep him in the pocket. He gets really frantic and just starts running around, and the more we can contain him, the more we'll feel better in a sense. He's a great player, of course, great quarterback, but we just got to contain him, just not let him make plays with his feet, and then we'll take care of the rest.
And what did you learn about, I know you guys have done a pretty good job against their running backs, and in the run game overall this year has been a little bit more of, one of the strengths of the team at times. And what did you learn about their kind of 2-headed monster and the way to try to slow them down a little bit?
Yeah, they have a really good backfield. Like you said, you just got to slow those guys down with really the play calling, and then, just trying to get after them, just pressuring them, being really aggressive. I think we did a good job of that yesterday, and I think, the next game we play against them, it'll be a little bit more so. we'll get after those guys.
We're talking to SirVocea, Dennis. Tell me what coach's message was to you guys in the locker room after this game, and then also just kind of what coach's approach has been these last few weeks. We've seen, a little bit fierier version of him, at least in our press conferences. I know you guys get a different version of him behind closed doors normally, but just what Coach Bowles has been like in post games, in meeting rooms, and his overall kind of vibe and approach.
Like you said, it's I want to say since the Arizona game, it's been a little fire under him, and he's really trying to get after us and make sure we take care of business and handle things. But Coach Bowles, he's trying to make sure that he knows, like, our destiny is still in front of us. Let's take care of business. Let's not piss away the opportunity and, just lollygag out there. Let's actually go out there, put your foot on their neck, and take care of the game so that we can win and go home.
I know getting a chance to have so many of the guys that were injured back, especially on the offensive side of watching Mike and Chris and Jalen and Bucky and all those guys slowly kind of come back. What has that done for you guys on the defensive side to watch them and just kind of the energy and stuff that they have brought by just being able to be back and know that they're more at full strength over there?
Yeah, it brings a lot of energy, honestly. Those guys are – the whole offense, honestly, is special. The receiver room is crazy. The running back room is special as well. And then you have a quarterback like Baker that can just fire up everybody. So when you have guys like that, like as a defense, you look at that side of the ball and be like, man, like we should play balls to the wall for those guys. You know what I mean? So just knowing that all those guys are healthy and back and then, just playing good football, as a defense, you just want to pick it up a little bit more, pick up that slack just because those guys, deserve everything, really.
What do you feel like you guys have done to try to help them throughout the course of the season, going all the way back to, I'm sure, especially things like training camp where you're more directly going against each other? Yeah. What do you feel like Coach Bowles' defense and then you guys individually tried to do to get, especially a new coordinator like Josh Grizzard ready and trying to help the offense be where they're at now? What do you remember about those battles and matchups?
Oh, those battles are crazy. And then, just the defensive scheme we have, it's just give them new looks, give them things to see that, other teams usually don't give them. And we knew early that, that receiver room was special, that running back room was good as well. And Baker has a lot of weapons, and he could give the ball to anyone. He should be fine, So we knew that in training camp, and we knew, in those battles that the offense will be a force to reckon with.
What have you seen from the defense this year for you guys in red zone? What would you say have been some of the pros and cons of what y'all have been able to do, especially when you get, like in the game yesterday, some of the situations of first and goal and the stuff like that?
As a defense, if anybody gets in the red zone, you at least want to hold them to 3. That's the big key. Either hold them to 3 or, nothing at all. But, in the red zone, it's always tough because they got 20 yards, 10 yards. You know what I mean? You got to, play big boy football. And that's what this defense does, especially in the red zone. Those guys take care of business and, play big boy football in the red zone.
I know we saw some big plays from some of our rookies on defense, especially in the red zone and the end zone at times, that both Morrison and Parrish got called upon for some bigger roles, especially with Zion now out and on IR. What did you see from those two rookies in the game yesterday?
Those guys, they came to play. And then Parrish all year, he's just been a rookie that, doesn't look like a rookie. He goes out there with the same mindset. He comes to work each week with the same routine, and he just, he remains him. He doesn't let the moment get too big. He doesn't, he just takes the game as it comes to him. So Parrish, give a huge shout out to Jacob and BMO.
And over the course of the season, where have you seen the two of them kind of grow and work on different things? I know that you probably can relate a lot to Morrison in a lot of ways of knowing how tough it is to miss some time from injury in your early time in the NFL. That's pretty tough. And so watching, especially Morrison, have to battle with the in and outs with the injuries and then coming in and having to be in some very big situations. What have you seen as the way he's handled it and the growth for him over the course of the season?
It's been big. It's been real big. Like you said, I battled with the same thing early in my career, and I try to express that to him. I tell him that, and I let him know that it's okay. Like, it's football. It happens. Everyone gets hurt. It's just the way the game is. And, you know, as a rookie, you're kind of like, no, I want to be on the field. I want to be on the field. And I'm just trying to relate to him. Listen, you have a long career ahead of you. Like, let's take care of the body now. You take care of the body now, things will just come into play, and you'll feel more comfortable as you go on the field and play your game. And you know, rehabbing and doing all the things that he's done a great job, you know, trying to get back and calm his mind down to play his brand of football.
And I know Parrish's position in particular in Bowles defense can be a challenging one.
For sure.
Yeah. I feel like you and Parrish may have some of the heaviest mental load on the defense. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, definitely.
Tell me why for Parrish's position that's true, and then just the way you've seen him, again, as a rookie, have to step in and take on a big load, and then having to even also at times during this year play inside and outside and have to know multiple things.
Yeah, no, the nickel is very important in this defense. He used in run support, also in the pass game. Usually he's man-to-man on the best player on that team that week. And he does a lot, man. He does a lot. He has a lot of rules. Sometimes coaches change it up on him week to week. And, you know, as a rookie, that kind of gets hard. But he does a great job. Every time he goes out there, he follows his rules. He does everything he's supposed to do. He's very physical. He's very physical. So just to see that from a guy his size, a young player like him that's just, you know, want to throw his nose in there and have fun playing the game, I love the way he does it.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. We're talking to SirVocea Dennis. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with SirVocea Dennis. We had JPP seeing some action for the first time. Tell me what you knew about him coming in, and then what it's been like getting a chance to play with him.
Yeah, you know, you hear all these stories about him, and especially from his coach itself. Coach Foote always says he's the freakiest athlete he's ever seen. The freakiest athlete. And, you know, going through practice, you see it, but going through the game, you're like, oh, yeah, like, there's no way he should be able to do that at his size and age. Yeah. But it's a pleasure to have him back here and, you know, playing with him.
What are the things that you feel like you guys could take from him, or that the separate from just his actual like X's and O's, what he's able to deliver stat-wise on the field, just having a guy with his experience around and having him come in at this point in the season, what is kind of unique about that in the ways that it can help the defense?
A couple of things. He knows ball. He knows football very well, and he coaches up the young guys, even me sometimes, so that's a big help. But he's a great motivator. You know, at times it's always swings of the games where everything gets low or the momentum shifts, and he's a guy that knows how to keep his teammates in the game. And sometimes you need that, just not just from, you know, an older guy or something like that, but somebody who's been in this defense for a long time and somebody who's been in the league for a long time who understands, like, play the next play. Like, it's football. You're gonna get beat. You're gonna get beat up. Just play the next play. And he does a great job of letting us know, like, everything's okay and we still got a chance.
I heard Yaya talking about the fact that JPP's been helping him and coaching him up a little bit as well. Do you feel like Yaya is also, you talked about JPP being such a freaky athlete. Is Yaya kind of the perfect person to learn from him of, like, where do you see similarities between the two of them from either a physical standpoint or just the style of play?
Yeah, Yaya is a great guy to learn from JPP. If you, like, everybody see Yaya, he's freakishly big, he's strong, and, like,
looks like he should be in a Marvel movie.
No, for sure. Like, it's crazy. So just having them two together and, you know, working together is great, not only for, you know, Yaya, but also the team, just because there's so many things that JPP has done here that, you know, Yaya can benefit from if he learns those trades and learns those tricks. And you can see they work very closely during practice, so I think it'll come along.
And I know you and Yaya have had a great relationship. You and Yaya and Kalijah, kind of the little Three Musketeers unit ever since y'all came in. What have you seen about the way that Yaya has grown over these years and just where he is at skill-wise, mental, on the field, everything at this point?
Honestly, everywhere. Because like you said, me and Yaya, we're very close. But off the field, he take care of his body. He eats well. He does everything he's supposed to do. He even does like Pilates and yoga and stuff.
You sound like you're not about that. You don't sound like you're ready to jump on the Pilates train.
No, it's a stretch for me right now.
It is a stretch. That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Exactly. No, but Yaya does a great job with everything like that off the field, but also on the field. He's learned ball as well, especially from rookie year. You could tell he's learned a lot of football.
Yeah, because he hadn't played nearly as much football as the average guy coming in at that point. Yeah,
and you get to see the growth, and it's amazing that I get to witness it just because the type of person he is and how much he loves this game. So I'm proud of where he is now, and I'm happy for him to continue that.
What do you think of his sack celebration? Do we like the Sub-Zero?
Love the Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Love it.
Is this like an alter ego for him? Is that the idea behind this?
I would think so.
Yeah.
That zero and, just to be icy like that. So I would hope so.
I know that there's always a debate in football about the ability of being, nice off the field and then turning it on the field. I feel like a lot of you guys are able to do this, right? Mm-hmm. That you, Lavonte, Yaya, whoever we talk about on the defense, like, I love that you guys are all great people. Love talking to you all in the building. Like, definitely. Everyone's lovely. What do you feel like happens for you, for a guy like Yaya? I mean, Yaya is always smiling.
For sure.
Nicest guy on the planet. Like, what happens and how does it happen for y'all on the field?
It's just a switch, and you're always taught to have that switch. As soon as you step across the white lines, like, you got to be mean, you got to be nasty. And I think Yaya definitely has that. Like you said, when he's here, he's nothing but smiles. As you just see him smiling from ear to ear. But as soon as he steps on that field, you could tell it's go time.
So interesting.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed that y'all can do that. We're talking to SirVocea Dennis. So I know, like we said, you, Yaya, Kalijah, and you and Kalijah obviously go back even further. I know it's got to have been challenging watching him deal with the injury this year, mm-hmm. missing him being out there. Let's start from an actual on-the-field standpoint. What has missing Kalijah meant to this defense? And I know that next man up is always a thing. The guys have stepped in, done a great job, but what is unique about Kalijah and what he brings? Yeah,
Kalijah brings a lot. Let's just go with knowledge, for example. Kalijah knows when certain plays are coming, just by the splits of, who's in front of him or the tight end or even the running back. And for somebody on the front line to understand that is huge. He's quick. He's very explosive. He's very skillful. He uses his hands well. Kalijah is special. And it's been really tough to see. Well, not to see it, but I know it's tough being where he is now. I was there last year. I can attest to it. It's not a position you want to be in, not only because, you're hurt, but your friends and your guys are on the field battling and you're just on the sideline just watching. You could only give so much knowledge,
mm-hmm.
being out. But he's another guy that has grown tremendously, but also it's a big hit with him not being out there.
I imagine everybody loves to do the comps when guys get drafted, right? Like, oh, he reminds me of so-and-so. He was at quite a disadvantage of who he was being comped to all the way going back because of who he played behind at Pitt, and somebody that has gone before him and done pretty well at the position. And a lot of people, would say in some ways, oh, it's like Aaron Donald in XYZ way, but I don't know how he's going to be against the run. Or there were doubts about him, and especially his size early on. How well do you think he has proven that to be false, and just how much better he is at run defense than people give him credit for even?
I think he's proven that false pretty much like the whole time he's been here. People don't really pay attention to the trenches, and I know you can't see it on TV, but Kalijah does a very good job. Not only in, the pass, of course he does a good job in the rushing the passer, but the run defense, he does a good job staying in his gap, doing his job, but also helping the next man out too. So they don't give him enough credit.
I think that's fair. What do you remember about him in college, and like who he was then and who he is now on the field, off the field, and what you've seen?
He's pretty much the same guy. He's a leader on and off the field. He does a great job just being where his feet are. And that's one thing I love about him. He's a guy that, likes to be in the moment and never, thinking down the road or just getting too ahead of himself. He's a guy that likes to be present and likes to take advantage of his opportunity.
And I know also for you that it had to be so cool getting to come here with him. Like,
sure.
I mean, that's like the dream, right?
For
Is
sure.
one of your besties from college and y'all get to go take on the NFL together. How much do you feel like that helped both of you having each other here?
A tremendous amount. Just from him being on the front line and me being, a linebacker, learning the playbook. I would hope anyone knows this, but learning Bose's playbook is not an easy job, like whatsoever. I don't care how smart you are, how much football you know. This is a hard playbook, and to come in with another guy that you know and to learn a playbook with him, it just was there's so much more help because like that's just hard.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, and how much do you feel like you've grown in that area since coming in of the actual mental side? Because like you said, coming in as a rookie, that's already like a huge task.
For sure.
And then this year you got given more responsibility. Tell me which of those was harder and how you handled both things of the rookie learning the playbook and then now old man Voss, the vet on the team over here, having to take on this mental role.
Honestly, I would say this year. Just because rookie year, you're just getting the swing of things, but you're also playing, fast football. You see things, but it's also like, let me just do my assignment. Now it's just like, okay, I see this, but let me remind this guy that this is coming or this is going to happen or this is your job. Let me align this and align that, set the blitz this way. It's just so much. So rookie year was just like, let's just go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
Let's just go play ball. We're going to mess up. And everybody knows we're going to mess up. Now it's just like, all right, don't mess up.
No, we can't mess up. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because now it's on me because I'm the one having to make these calls.
Right.
Yeah. How do you feel like you've grown in that part over the course of the season? Like, do you feel like it is now easier? Because also I feel like we hear all the time, like, man, you can't think too much in football because you have to be able to just go.
Right.
Like that extra tenth of a second you take to make a decision could be the difference in a play.
For sure.
But you can't not think. So what has that been like this season and where you feel like you're at from the mental and the communication and leadership side of the job as like if you look back to week 1 Voss versus now?
Yeah. Week 1 Voss and I would say week 1 through week 4, I was drowning. It was just a lot I was trying to get done. But after that, I kind of calmed the waters and, went to my game. Went to communicating the way I like to, went to doing the things that, kind of benefited me and the defense. So week 1 Voss he was
struggling a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But now I see it for what it is and, how the game is played and how people try to attack us. And that kind of helps me out with the game a little bit more.
We're talking to SirVocea Dennis. As we kind of move down the line after Kalijah, tell me about Vita Vea and watch, like when you get to play behind him, what it is like to watch and how happy we are he's on our team.
For sure. No, Vita clogs up a lot. And like I was talking about Kalijah in the run game, Vita is like, he's just well needed in the run game.
Yeah.
But then again, sometimes you can't see behind him. And you're just like, okay, where's the ball?
Yeah. Move, Vita.
Right.
Yeah.
No, he's great. And I'm so happy, he's in front of me and I'm on his team.
Yeah. And what makes him so much better, I think, in the pass rush than people even realize? Like, why was he the guy that, look, I'm sure in some ways when he was leading the team in sacks, there's pros and cons to that.
For sure.
I'm sure the outside linebackers would like to be leading the team in sacks.
Sure.
But what it says positively about a Vita that a guy of his size can do that.
For sure. And it's like, you can't move Vita.
Yeah.
So for him to, get as much sacks as he does, it's like, kudos to Vita.
Yeah.
Because you got to put 2 to 3 people on him every time. And if not, he will get back there. So that's a lot.
And then we talked about JPP coming in, Hassan Reddick coming in earlier this season, another guy who's been around the league a long time, done it for a long time. What did you learn about him? What did you already maybe know from just watching him as kind of like a fan?
Yeah.
And then when he came in here, what he was like?
I knew he was a great player, but I didn't know how athletic he was or how freaky athletic he was. He can do a lot. Like, he can play off the ball. He can play on the ball. He can move around, blitz well. Rush the passer. Hassan is a very freaky athlete, and that's another guy I'm happy is on the team as well.
And how about, I know we lost Anthony Nelson mid-game yesterday, and Chris Braswell, the two guys of whenever they come in and rotate, what are their biggest strengths and what they've meant to the defense?
Chris, he's very strong, like crazy strong, but he's young, and, he's learning, and to see his growth is nice as well because he's getting to understand the pros and cons of his position and how to attack certain players and, be a pass rusher. Nelly, his size is everything. 6'7", a guy who has long arms, is really bendy, and can do everything on the field. So the whole front is amazing, and I'm glad they're here.
So getting to play alongside Lavonte, I have to imagine, is a bit of a cheat code for a linebacker coming in when he's young and rookie, and like you said, with a Todd Bowles defense and drowning a bit. Tell me how Lavonte has influenced you, helped you, and just what you think it's meant for your career playing alongside him.
Oh man, it's it's a lot, and I say that because Lavonte is super smart. He's been around a lot of football, and he's a guy that's just wants to see you win. And you don't. I mean, yeah, you have teammates, but you don't get too many of those type of players. Learning from him is amazing because, like I said, when I say he's super smart, like he knows everything about football. And sometimes you just look at him like, how do you know that? Or why do you know that? And, after, his playing days are over, I hope he coaches. I know he said he doesn't want to, but I hope he does just because he has so much knowledge to give and so much help he can, give to young players like me or, even younger. So being with him and playing aside him is, like you said, a cheat code just because there's so many things that he teaches you, so many things that he sees, and his communication skills are top notch.
What do you think you've learned about what it takes to actually make it as a pro in this league, separate from, like we've talked about, just the actual on-field play, the off-the-field, who you are, the way you approach things, and how much has Lavonte sort of taught you about that side of it, of just because everyone's talented. The reason you're in the NFL is everyone's talented. So what separates the people that make it and really make it?
Yeah. A couple of things. One, he taught me how to, you have to have an edge. You have to have a step above, somebody you're going against. And one, that's taking care of your body. Whatever you do, take care of your body. He's played 14 years. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Every time I think about it, I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
But
because it's like dog years.
Right.
Like, it's,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the toll on your body, the toll on everything. Yeah.
And the way he, continues to go out there every day and play at a high level, I'm like, wow. So that's definitely one. And then another one was going back on a thinking piece, just think enough to the point where you know what's about to happen and you know how to be a little bit faster so you can react faster. And if you can react faster and have that upper edge on somebody, you're playing lights out, and he does a great job of doing that.
All right, we're going to take another break here on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. We're talking to SirVocea Dennis. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with SirVocea Dennis. We've talked a little bit about this, but you've definitely had to deal with the injury stuff in the course of your career so far. What have been the biggest challenges of that for you, both on and off the field?
Yeah. Honestly, it's really just don't let it get to you. Like, don't get in your head about it. Just take care of your body. It's football. It's going to happen. But just don't let it, stick to you to the point where it's messing with your game. And once, you let it go or you just rehab and understand that, like, it's football, sometimes it's just like you just leave it alone and just go be who you are.
Do you feel like you've been able to kind of give some advice to other guys on the team, maybe dealing with injuries or, figuring out ways to try to be there for them? And yeah. I'm thinking especially not only about Kalijah, but Jalen McMillan and what he went through this year. What has it been like to watch some of them? And have you tried to offer any words of wisdom?
For sure. I always try to let guys know, like, you're in a blessed position. Not too many people play this sport. at this level. So, you know, of course you're going to go out there and put your body on the line. That's, you know, just what the game is. But have a purpose in doing it. Have fun doing it. But also know that you're blessed to be where you are.
Take me back to like high school, because I know you also kind of dealt with some injuries there. Tell us a little bit about what happened in your high school career and how it sort of influenced what you were going to do for college.
Yeah, so I'm from Syracuse, New York. It's kind of tough to get recruited up there for honestly any sport unless it's lacrosse. So, I dealt with a couple injuries in high school. I had a number of injuries, honestly. But my last year, my senior year, I kind of like tore a little bit of my soleus in my calf. And at the time, I wasn't getting recruited heavily, but I didn't have the school I wanted to go to, like, in my radar. Like, they were talking to me, but it wasn't like, you know, place I can go. And that helped me go to a prep school down in New Jersey, the Petty School. And honestly, I wanted to go Ivy. It helped me with my SAT scores, my ACT scores, and just, you know, getting a higher GPA. And once that happened, a lot of other schools were reaching out as well. So it kind of just worked out in my favor. And then ultimately I ended up choosing Pitt.
And how did that choice happen? Like, what kind of led to that, and why them? What had kind of been the desire for the Ivy and then the decision to go with Pitt?
So at first, my choices were Ivy or some type of military academy. You know, military brat, of course. My mom was just always focused on school. She was always like, I love that you love football, basketball, lacrosse. But at the end of the day, I want you to get your education, and I want you to go to, you know, a prestigious school, like a top-notch school. So that was my focus, you know, going through high school, was just to get to a school like that. Like I said, I wanted to go Ivy. I ended up committing to the Air Force Academy. And then Coach Narduzzi at Pitt came down to visit a different player at the Petty School, and my athletic director was like, have you heard of this kid named SirVocea? He was like, no, I never heard of him. Where is he? And at the time I was doing like a job. Basically, I was cleaning the gym, and my athletic director called me and said, can you come down to the cafe so you can talk to this coach? And I was like, my recruitment is done. Like, I'm okay. Like, I don't need to talk to any more coaches. And he said, no, I need you to really come down here and come talk to this coach. I said, cool. So I ran down there, and by the time I'm probably 200 pounds, 205, like soaking wet. And Coach Narduzzi asked, he said, what position do you play? I said, linebacker. And he's like, no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, right. No way you play linebacker. He said, can you bench 225? I said, of course. He said, can you dunk? And I was like, yeah, like, where did that come from?
You're like, first of all, rude.
Right. And he said, show me a video of both. I didn't have 225 in my phone, or I don't think I've ever taken a video of me benching 225.
Yeah.
But I had multiple dunking videos.
Yeah.
So I showed him probably 3 videos of me dunking, and the last one was me dunking over 2 people. And he was like, I'll give you an official visit this weekend. And I was like, whatever. He's like, no, I'm serious. And I was like, all right, well, I have my flight information. I'll be there Friday. Saturday I committed.
That's wild.
Yeah. So it was a crazy journey, a crazy everything, honestly. But for that to happen off of just a dunking video.
Yeah. You're like, thank goodness I had that video.
For sure.
Thank goodness I had been messing around in the gym with these guys. That's a wild story.
Yeah.
I really like that. So then I'm guessing we had to put on a wee bit of weight in college.
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
How did we achieve that goal, and how much weight, how quickly, like, what was the process of that?
So I actually lost weight that summer.
I'm sure he was like, bro, you are killing me. I don't care if you can dunk over 5 people, eat some food.
So I was like 195 going into college my freshman year. And, He was like, this isn't
He's
gonna
like,
cut it.
this is our new kicker, everybody.
And our strength and conditioning coach was like, listen, you got to get to like 230. I'm like, no way that's happening. Like, no shot. So every night I would drink 2 glasses of milk. I'm allergic to peanut butter, so I would just eat a jelly sandwich, eat cereal every morning, oatmeal, 3 pancakes. And like at a point I was like, I can't keep eating like this.
Yeah.
Like it was just,
You're not going to feel ideal.
at all. So my freshman year was just really trying to gain that weight.
Yeah.
But also playing. So it was hard.
Yeah, you're burning a lot of calories.
For sure.
Yep.
And it was just like, this is tough. But my sophomore year, I got to 220, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
We could stay here for a little bit.
That's wild. We're talking to SirVocea Dennis. I also would like to go back to the fact that you were going to go to Air Force. You mentioned, military brat, but you didn't mention that your parents were Army, right?
Yep.
How did we feel about this little Air Force versus Army situation?
Yeah, it was tough at first. Me telling them. So I had only 2 of the academies. I had West Point, and I had the Air Force Academy. Naval Academy is kind of harder to get into. Mm-hmm. But my mom was like, "Oh, of course you're going to West Point.
Yeah.
Like, no shot.
No
you're
questions
not.
asked.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's in New York.
Yeah.
So she's like, don't worry about it. I'll just wait until you make your final decision.
I'll wait till you come to your senses.
You're right. And I'm like, you sure? Like, let's take a little trip to, Colorado. She loved it.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, she was like, okay, I'm not too mad at this. I'm not mad at this at all. And when I committed, she was like, okay, like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. That's cool.
I also enjoy your mom seems to have thoughts about whatever team you're thinking of joining.
For sure.
Tell people a little bit about her NFL fandom and where it ranks to her just mom role in your life.
Okay, so she had always had 2 favorite teams, and it's because she had 2 favorite quarterbacks. Her first favorite team was the Atlanta Falcons, Michael Vick. Second favorite team was the Philadelphia Eagles, Donovan McNabb. So it's always been like a rivalry, especially when when the Bucs play the Falcons, because my dad's a Bucs fan. He's from down here, so
yeah. See, he already grew up being a Bucs fan, which beautiful.
Right,
love that.
And then it's my mom who's we trying to convince to join the dark side.
Yeah,
she's not taking it.
She's just like she roots for you and the Bucs, but then we also have to root for the Eagles still.
Yep.
Despite you playing here,
she has no care in the world.
I love that this woman is just like, I have my principles.
Yep.
And it is not my fault that you play. I think it's so funny. I enjoy the family rivalry of all of this.
Sure.
It makes me kind of wish you had done the Air Force Academy just to have another rivalry with her. What was it like for you having military parents and the way that influenced you growing up and even in football and just the approach to anything you do?
Oh, it's a blessing and a curse, I would say.
Yeah.
First thing you do every morning, make your bed. Like, no doubt about it. So it just is.
And some like crispy corners, I imagine. It's not just making the bed.
Yeah, right. No, you have to no. And it just instills discipline in you, and to do that at a young age, it helps when you literally live life.
Yeah.
Do your homework, hand it in on time, wash dishes, do the chores, and it just makes life easier. So as an adult, you're like, oh, wow, I'm thankful I had it. But as a kid, you're like, tough times. Tough times.
And you kept doing it even when they weren't there to inspect. Like, you come to training camp, and I assume you have a roommate because that's how it works. Did you room with Kalijah?
Yep. Yep.
Did he, and he already knew you in college, I'm sure, but did he say anything about watching you, make your bed every morning? Nope.
It was one time.
Did Kalijah make his bed every morning?
He did. But it was one time.
It didn't rub off on him at any point.
He was asking, he was like, why do you still make your bed? Like, don't get me wrong. Do it at home, but in the hotel, you have somebody to make it for you.
Oh my gosh, you even do it in the hotel. I love it.
Yeah.
The maids are probably very confused when they come in. They're like,
for sure.
This is the first time in history anyone has made a bed in a hotel.
Yep. And I'm like, because I was always taught, they're going to take it off anyway. But, just do it. So
You're in your
They're
habit.
appreciated.
Yeah, I like that. And not only were your parents military, I heard your dad is a Purple Heart recipient. Is that true? How cool is that for you as a kid, to just the pride I imagine that instills in you? And what was that like to even find out a little bit about that and their careers?
It was nice, but it was also kind of scary. Like when I first heard the story, I was like, wow, like that's
if you have a Purple Heart, you've seen some things.
Been through, yeah. And I was like, man, you're a tough guy. And when I realized like he put his life on the line and can do anything, I was like, oh, it should be nothing for me to do that in life, in school or football or anything.
What's school or football compared to that?
War, right.
Yeah, that's so interesting. We're talking to SirVocea Dennis, and you already had Kalijah here, and now we've talked about your dad had connections here. How cool was that for you to find out you're getting drafted to where your dad was kind of from and had that fandom? And what was his reaction in that moment?
It was cool. When I got the call, I was actually alone. Like I stepped out in a certain room. And then when I realized it was Tampa who called me, because all of my family from St. Pete were in New York at my draft thing. And once I realized Tampa called me, I wanted to see their raw emotion. So I didn't tell anyone until, it came across the screen, and nothing but crying. Everybody was just crying. And I'm looking around like, I'm supposed to be the one crying. Like, how are you? Right. So no, it's amazing just to, go to his favorite team and him to see me, live out a childhood dream and be a part of his childhood dream as well.
And then to be in Tampa where, to have McDill here, to have such a strong military presence. I know we always take rookies to go see it, and we do a lot of different things with the military here. How much have you enjoyed that experience and knowing that not every NFL team has that kind of stuff so nearby?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. And I know my parents do as well. Every time they come down, they go to the military base for something, whether it's playing golf or just saying hi to people. But it's definitely huge being down here and being part of, the military. So I know I enjoy it, and I know they do as well.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. We're talking to SirVocea Dennis. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into our final segment here on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips joined by SirVocea Dennis. So as we come to these final games of the regular season here, what are the biggest things you feel like you're going to be working on individually to feel really good about the way that you close out this season?
Yeah, just technique, really. Sharpen up some technique, do my assignment, and just, balls to the wall, play relentless football.
Who did you grow up watching, emulating? Who were those players that you think influenced who you became?
Growing up, I was an offensive guy.
Shocking. I feel like I hear this 9 out of 10 times.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. My favorite player was LaDainian Tomlinson.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
So were you a running back?
For sure.
Nice.
For sure. And then
Then what happened?
I kind of transformed to quarterback. And then after quarterback, I said I kind of hate offense.
Oh.
Yeah. It was kind of like
I want to hit instead of be hit.
Yep.
Yep.
And it was like my heart was getting broken,
What?
Offense, they get all the glory. They get all the love. And, as a young kid, you're like, oh, I can't wait to be a running back, a receiver, a quarterback. And then you're like, you know what? I just got to let that dream go.
Yep. And you're okay with it. So do you get a little jealous when you see like Avita get to go in on offense?
Oh, for sure.
Some of these guys getting to do things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's just to block or just to,
just to be a part of that. We're a little envious. That's fair. That's understandable. Who have been the toughest people for you to go against so far? And it can be anything from like someone to tackle.
Yeah.
It can be someone to hit, whatever.
And I know a lot of people would kind of go with this answer as well. But Bijan is a phenomenal player. He is scary when it comes to, football.
Yeah.
He is a guy that you're like, let me make sure my ankles are on this game.
Yeah.
My knees are tweaked.
Yeah.
All the joints
Just
in my
wrap
body
everything.
are okay.
Yeah.
Of course, because he is a guy, no matter if it's, a phone booth tackle or in space, he's a guy that can make you miss. Yeah.
What is it about him? Like, what makes it so challenging?
He's very shifty. He's very quick. Light on his feet, but also he doesn't play like anyone else. Like anyone else, it's like, okay, you could get a beat on him. But Bijan, it's like, all right, what is he going to do next? So he's not. He's a great player.
I like asking, what is the most annoying thing the other side of the ball can do? And it's usually whoever you go against. Like I ask wide receivers about DBs.
Yeah.
So for you, it could be running backs. It could be even O-linemen, quarterbacks, whoever you want to pick. Someone on the other side of the ball. Mm-hmm. What is the thing that just annoys you more than anything else?
A couple things.
Everyone is always so ready with their answer about this.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to think. It's just ready.
It's there.
Couple things. Hit me.
And it's not like, obviously you can't do it. It's obviously a penalty, but it's those, they get a kind of leeway doing it, but holding. Like I hate that guys get to like grab the back of your shoulder pads and like just hold you.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. I'm gonna be a ref after I'm done.
Oh, that's our career
And I'm throwing
plan.
the hell out of that. Like I'm just.
You're going to have thrown 1,000 penalties against the offense
Yep.
and 0 against the defense, and they're going to be like,
100%.
we might need to investigate this referee. This is
And they
feeling.
will. And I'll be okay with it. And then a receiver or, tight end or somebody down the field, and they could just push off or just, hand fight or be aggressive. Whereas, on defense, 5 yards, that's illegal contact. We can't do anything. Mm-hmm. So it's just those two things that I really hate. Like I just don't like at all.
Yeah, that's fair. I can understand that. What do you think someone would say that they hate that you do?
That's a good question. I haven't.
Oh, look at you. I'm an angel.
Right.
I do nothing wrong.
Right.
Sure. We'll go with that. They're probably going to say lies about being an angel on the field. That's
sure.
what we're talking to SirVocea Dennis. What are the underappreciated parts of your position that people might not understand, that like someone who's never played it, the casual fan watching on TV, what do they not know makes it as challenging as it is?
It's this, I don't know if it's a quote or it's a book, but my college coach used to always, before every season, he used to like put it up on the screen. And it said, to be a linebacker, you have to go against a guy who runs a 4.4, hit a guy that is 300 pounds, but also read the field as a quarterback. Every time.
Yeah,
you know what
play.
I mean? Every play. Like that's happening every time. So to understand that and to really see that on the field, it's tough. It's a tough job. I know, DBs have a tough job guarding, one of the best receivers out there. Safety, they're just in space and trying to make certain plays and certain tackles. But being a linebacker is tough.
What have you seen from Antoine and Tyke this year in the way that the two of them playing next to each other now that Tyke is permanently in that spot?
Yeah.
The level they've both been playing at and just what those have, knowing those are the guys behind you,
Yeah.
how does that influence what you feel like you have to do or not?
Those guys complement each other very well. Like very well. Antoine's a great blitzer. Tyke's a great cover guy, and vice versa. They both have the same, type of things. So that's why they complement each other very well. But to have those guys behind me, you could play a little aggressive on certain things, and it's fun doing it because you got a great safety blanket behind you.
Yeah.
But those guys, I just love having them back there.
Yeah. Tyke's been playing just amazing ball
For sure.
all year when he's been in there. What have you seen of why this move for him from nickel to safety has suited him so well? I mean,
Yeah.
he still did great at nickel, which
sure.
is also impressive to excel at both of those things. What is it about him at safety that suits him so well?
I think because he has that nickel background, you know what I mean? He could cover. He could play in the box. He could do everything, honestly, a nickel can do. But now he's at safety. And he's a great tackler as well. So, you have all of those things in a mix. It makes you, a very great player.
Now, you guys are about to face the Dolphins, and with not Tua at quarterback, what are the challenges when you're facing a quarterback that you don't have as much tape on as that, and just kind of all the ways that can affect your ability to scout, plan, know what's going on?
Yeah, it's tough. And it's only tough because, like you said, you don't have enough film on him. You can't get enough tendencies, and you don't know how either they fold under pressure or they, perform. And when you have a young guy like that, of course his mind is everywhere and he's a little rattled. But if you give him everything he needs, he kind of will get, a sense of, oh, I'm good, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And it's very tough as a defense when you have a young guy like, oh, I'm good, I'm okay, and I can play my game, because an older guy, he will get like kind of flustered just based on the reputation you have. A young guy would just be like, nah, let me go play my game. Let me make this the game that I shine. You know?
They kind of have the what's to lose mentality.
Right.
Yeah.
So playing against a guy like that is kind of like, what do you do?
And I know also I know it's Monday, which means y'all have not really started your game planning. So I want to preface with that. But in the past, just kind of watching guys like an Achane, Jalen Waddle, like some of the other, guys they have, a Mike McDaniels led offense, what are the things you guys are going to have to be on your P's and Q's about?
They have speed. They have real speed. So, you got to limit that. You got to keep everything in front of you, and you got to really tackle well. And those guys who can, make you miss or run by you, you have to make sure you keep them in front of you.
And what's y'all's approach going to be this week as one of the leaders of the defense? Like, what are you guys looking at now of like, it's basically playoffs.
Yeah.
It's how you look at it now. Yeah. What do you want to see out of your teammates, your defense, yourself to be able to come out of these last few games?
We have to play a little bit more aggressive. Because like you said, it's win or go home. So we have to challenge everything. Anything that's, under 5 yards or whatever, we have to challenge it. We have to go make a play. And every third down, we have to be those guys. Every chance we can get, we have to be those guys.
We have about 10 seconds left here. Give me your favorite Christmas movie.
Ooh,
go to.
Okay, I'm going to give you a list.
Okay. Again,
One,
I love how ready we are.
Frosty. I'm talking about the old version. Like the
old.
Yeah, like ABC, CBS type Frosty. That's number one.
Yep.
Number two, The Grinch.
Jim Carrey's or the cartoon?
Jim Carrey's.
Yep.
That's number two. Number three, Santa Claus. Tim Allen.
Always good. That was a great list. You were so ready. I love the Christmas spirit of that. Well, SirVocea, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And good luck this next week.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
That's going to do it for us on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio.